Lights, camera, action. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumphrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson, local filmmakers talking about the world of film, right here on F It, We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Whenever you're listening, I'm glad. Thank you for doing so. I'm Kevin Mumphrey, and this is F It, We Will Fix It in Post. I am here once again with my colleagues, Carson Hype Ferguson, and Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
We are today talking to a model actress out of the Dallas, Texas area, and her name is Landry Starks. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
We're surviving. But
good.
Let's start it off with what got you into the world of modeling and acting?
So it's really funny. I, definitely have met some really cool people along the way that have it's not something that I necessarily went searching for. It was kind of something that through people that I met, it kind of formulated in a relationship. And then from there, just kind of us expressing what we wanted to do and things we liked to do. And, I became friends with someone that really liked photography and knew photographers around Memphis back when I lived there. And then worked with VA's cousin, Erica. So by our friendship, kind of meeting her and figuring out that we both had a common interest of film and acting and directing and all that really cool stuff. And then my best friend, Rachel, VA knows as well. So it's cool. It's just kind of cultivating relationships and shared interests.
She was a great guest on the podcast too.
Yeah, shout out to Rachel. We just finished up groceries.
If anybody hadn't seen that or listened to that episode of the podcast, I would say go ahead and listen to that.
Yeah.
Plug it on in.
Great interview. Great interview.
So would you say it found you? Well, it found you more than you found it.
Yes, for sure. It definitely is something that I really like to do. I did mostly theater in my younger days, and then when I got to college, started doing just some local modeling, and then some acting as well, and then meeting VA and kind of launching that and being a part of some really cool projects that she's kind of spearheaded and herself and had the help of amazing colleagues and stuff like that as well.
So when you say you were doing theater when you were younger, like what type of plays were you doing?
Oh goodness. It started with just like school plays. I think I accidentally got cast in a musical one time, even though I cannot sing. I somehow
Accidental? How did that happen?
I went to the audition really, really hoping to just be a background person, and somehow ended up getting the lead role when I and the director knew I could not sing.
You just lip syncing. Milli Vanilli did it.
No, unfortunately, this was a high school low budget play, so there was no lip singing involved. I did ask if that could be a possibility. Mariah Carey has done it for many years, and I was hoping that could also be extended to me, and it could not. So, unfortunately, I did have to, do a week of live performances. But it grew me as a person because it's humbling when you're in a play with people that can sing and you can't, it keeps you grounded and, you bring other things to the table.
Shoot, that's Bill's character.
So did they give you singing lessons before you started?
They tried, it's just, my father is a wonderful man. Unfortunately for us both, I get a lot of my personality and my traits from him, and he cannot sing. So, it just kind of is what it is. But there are many other talents to be had in the world, and I can choose from something else. Singing is not my forte, but I've also been in a music video or two. Then some short films. I did some plays at Bellevue Baptist Church, mega church down there in Memphis, Tennessee, back when I lived there. So it's been fun. It's been a fun ride.
So those plays in church, were you singing in those?
No, thank goodness. Thankfully, the team there understood my talents and wanted to showcase the talent side, not the side that probably needs a little work.
So what was the first play you were in?
I was a Mama Pig in kindergarten, and that actually was a singing gig as well. But, kindergarten is, the parents think every baby sounds good. So I was Mama Pig. I sang a song to my children about them going off to pig college, and that I would be there making them garbage stew whenever they wanted to come home. So that was my first dipping my toe into the acting world.
Pig college.
Garbage stew.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, yeah.
I wonder if pig college is cheaper than the one we went to.
Hey, they might charge more.
I them student loans looking for pig college.
I'm not sure that play would go over as well nowadays. I think you probably have to change a lot of the language. I don't think it's very PC. So
now I gotta look into this play.
Right. I want to know. And y'all did it in kindergarten?
Well, I don't think that calling it pig college probably wouldn't go well over with every single body. So, they'd probably just have to call it, something else, a little bit more
PC. It was pigs. They were going to college. Pig college.
We didn't have any costumes, though, so we were basically just up there chit-chatting and singing songs about pigs. Maybe if we had costumes, it would have been a little bit more direct.
Hey,
but
did you have to oink oink? You had to do that?
I think we did snort at the end of the song because me and Daddy Pig sang the song together. So I think we did have to snort. Yeah.
I'll be knowing. Yeah.
When did you
You must have seen it before. Yeah.
So with this first play, do you remember being nervous at all?
I remember being extremely confident in the audition, which tends to be kind of my tactic. I'm super, I'm the first to break the ice. I'm the first to do something silly. But then once actual filming or actual production or, the play starts its run, I get extremely nervous every single night. Every single time I am going over lines until that camera is picked up or until that curtain is lifted. In fact, just the other night, I had a dream starring Rachel Belisle and myself. We were going on stage to do a play together, and we had a scene, and I had never seen the script, and it was opening night. And she was just looking at me like, well, girl, what you gonna do? Because, we've had this script. And I was like, you've had this script. Even in my dream world, it's a stressor for me.
That sounds like a lot of anxiety you going through.
Man, that was very descriptive too.
Very.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
The whole pig play sounded like a really cool dream too.
But it wasn't a dream.
That wasn't a dream though. That was real life
Reality, right there.
Man.
So is that when you say your audition process, just how you for all your auditions, you come in confident?
I try to. Yeah, I try to, because, really at the end of the day, when you're auditioning for something, you go in kind of, or, I feel like most people go in with probably a part that they're kind of shooting for. But I truly, if I'm auditioning for a certain thing, there's usually, I want to be a part of it in any aspect. So for me, there's nothing to lose. I'm not trying to show up and be like, I'm the only talent for this particular part, and I don't believe that. If I'm agreeing to spend my time, even in the audition process, I want to be a part of it in any shape, form, or fashion. So I do tend to go in, and if I know the people, and I feel comfortable being my silly self, then I will. If it's a more professional environment, say Bellevue was, were not necessarily professional, but if they don't know me as well, then I may go in and still, chit chat with everybody before it starts, agree to be the first to go. It's just because, what do you have to lose? If you're so stressed in the audition process, it kind of takes the fun out of it. And I think that's where a lot of people's disappointment and disheart, comes in, because it's they put so much pressure on themselves when in reality, it doesn't have to be that way. You're just glad to be a part of it. And even if you don't get chosen to be a part of it at all, there's always something around the corner.
So taking us to modeling, what was your first encounter with modeling, and how did it go for you?
So with that, it actually was, I don't even remember. I think I followed this woman on Instagram. She was a wedding photographer. Her name was Camille. Great photographer for weddings and boudoir shoots. But I think I was like 18 at the time and was not getting married, but she kind of wanted to expand her portfolio. And so she messaged me on Instagram and was like, hey, I'm really wanting to do like some really cool like nature shots, which I'm, all about. I love nature shots, water shots, underwater shots, like just that really ethereal or like really grungy, like street art type stuff. I love that kind of photography. So I'm definitely not a studio girl. But yeah, so we agreed. I didn't tell her because she didn't ask if I had done it before. I just showed up where she told me to, and they were doing my hair and doing my makeup and asking me all these questions. And I was like, these people really think that I know what I'm doing here. I do not. So when we got to the location, they took me down to the Wolf River and they were like, okay, get in and just do your thing. And I was like, oh,
Do your thing.
do my thing. Okay.
What?
And so, what was your thought process? Like, what were you?
What was your thing?
That's wild. That is wild though. It'd be like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm like, maybe she does.
Right. Well, it's funny because like the thing is if you don't have a thing and they're telling you to do your thing, you just can choose anything and it's going to be right because they don't know. They're telling you to do it. So if you, whatever you do, that's going to be your thing.
So you just play that willow joint and you started whipping your hair in the water.
There is actually, it's so funny you say that. Towards the end of that shoot, she did tell me, because my hair was in like these like Princess Leia buns at the beginning, almost like with some of my hair down, and my hair's curly, so it was kind of like this like pixie fairy type feeling. But at the end, they just took all of it down. They were like, all right, just shake your, I had on this huge tutu, and they were like, just shake everything, just shake it all around. And it ended up being some of the coolest shots because I'm in all these like huge massive trees and this like just floor length huge cream tutu. It was really, really cool. Basically, yeah,
I'm intrigued. I'm about to see these pictures.
I don't think I've seen these pictures.
Like for real.
Okay, where were you at again?
I was like
you know, right by
Gully.
the Agri Center in Memphis. There's like that river. I think it's the Wolf River.
You was in a river in a tutu.
So no, I was in the river with a like silk dress on. And then once that was up, we did a costume change into the tutu for the woods. So with the big trees and yeah.
And then Anthony Hamilton was singing in
woods?
the background.
I felt like I was trying to channel like some a clash between like classy pre-crazy America's Next Top Model and like Misty Copeland.
I don't
kind
know.
of like a.
I don't know why, but I'm thinking like some bohemian kind of thing.
Yeah, a little bohemian, I guess. There wasn't really any. It was a little edgier than bohemian, I would say.
I like
edgy. A little edgier.
Edgy's cool.
Yeah, my mind's going to dark places. Like the woods and a tutu. Sounds like a horror flick.
You lost the man at the woods. He's like,
he's trying to picture like,
I'm in
being in the woods.
He's thinking like squirrels attacking.
I'm thinking wolves.
I don't think it was that dark. Like,
so,
it definitely was not. It definitely was in the middle of the day for sure.
I probably should explain this. When you say things to me, I visualize them. That's how I kind of understand things. So I'm hearing tutu and woods, and this sounds like a horror movie.
So you imagine
I can see where you would think that, but like honestly, it was really a serene. Like change it from horror, like dark outside, like creepy woods, trees coming to life, snatching you, and kind of think more of like. I don't know if you saw Maleficent, but like how the creatures were just kind of like chilling with the fairies, and Maleficent had her big wings, and Angelina Jolie did a fantastic job. It was more of that kind of woods feel.
This must be expensive woods.
I don't like enchanted woods though. To me, that's horror.
How
I'm like,
so?
Enchanted Woods. I'm like, yo, like, I'm sorry, they ain't gonna be my friend.
It's a difference, though.
I'm like,
It's a difference.
nah, I'm good.
It
You know,
just sounds like
have
a
the trees
wrong
talking
turn.
to you and stuff like that.
Exactly.
like
Trees talking
see,
to you.
See,
Yeah.
you're taking too many illicit
Mushrooms.
materials.
No. Nah, you're not gonna.
the
No,
trees are talking to
y'all
you.
ain't gonna make me
I'm
seem like that.
I'm like, nah.
A nature person. Okay. If you are a nature
Go
person,
ahead, walk yourself out of this.
that's fine because I'm about to. If you are a nature person, you can literally go into the nature and you can listen to certain things,
So
and they will talk to you.
So
I am not crazy. I promise you.
And when you do this in a tutu,
I saw.
Oh, you ain't gonna see me in no tutu at all.
So I saw the Disney movies and painting with the colors of the trees of the wind and all that stuff, but I'm
Come on,
like,
Pocahontas.
I don't get with that. I don't
No.
get with that.
Yeah,
I don't get with that. I
so-
was like,
so right.
I remember being a kid and listening to that. I'd be like, what?
But you exactly.
What,
Are you?
what?
It didn't move your spirit. It didn't move inside of you. You didn't feel her words.
Nah,
hell no.
nah.
Because y'all are
Maybe-
nature people.
Maybe it's
No,
just
you know, I do like some forms of outside.
Yeah, you like some forms of outside.
Yeah, like look, you ever slept in a camp in your friend's backyard or in a
your
tent?
friend's backyard.
In a tent, they were like, "Hey, we want to go camping because we saw it on a movie." And they're like,
No, but I've been
they're like-
camping
they're like-
actually though.
They're like, "Nah, you don't want to go camping." That's what he's like. All right, check this out. We're gonna set this tent up. Hey, go ahead, sleep outside. It was like cold.
No, I'm
cold.
sleeping in a cabin.
cold
I didn't
night.
sleep outside.
Well, I mean, yo, that's the camping.
No. You would never go. My camping includes a cabin.
That's glamping.
No, it ain't.
No,
It depends on what kind of camp,
that's
what kind of cabin it is, though.
That's glamping.
Right.
my camping
Right.
is watching
Well, no,
it on
just
TV.
because there's like levels to any kind of travel or vacation. Because like you can't not call it a vacation just because you stand at a Hilton instead of I don't know. Is a Hilton even bad? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like a Motel 8, there's people still not in their hometown. They staying somewhere new. They going out, they seeing stuff, and they going back to their Motel 8. There's no shame in that. Versus the people that
I stay in a Motel
staying
8,
at
but I ain't on vacation.
I ain't staying.
It's just a.
So okay, with Hilton, if you're staying at the Hilton, you had at a vacation. If you had a Motel 8,
you can get freak on.
You that too.
Not the one I stayed up in Kentucky at one time. They had race cars on the little comforters, and I'm like, I paid for this. I'm
Race cars on the comforter.
Yeah, and
Race cars.
then you went to the bathroom, and then like the toilet like hit the door. They actually had to sand down.
Hey, what state is this?
And it was up in Kentucky, and I was like, my friends, my best friend's like little sister played UT softball. She didn't give me her schedule because I was gonna travel to one of the games. Then finally, like I twisted her arm a whole lot to give me the schedule so I could go see one of her games. So it was like at a tournament up in in Kentucky. Was it Lexington? I think it was Lexington. Like wherever UK is.
And it's your story. We don't know nothing.
Wherever UK is. So like it's Tennessee playing UK, and they were doing like round robin tournaments, all that stuff. And it was like the SEC tournament was actually up there. So I went and stayed at the cheap hotel. It was $39.99.
Exactly.
plus
That's where you
tax.
went wrong.
Plus
Oh,
tax.
baby,
Plus tax.
baby.
And they had
no.
race
I
car.
spent more on shoes.
They had race car. I was like the time I got in, I was gonna be there for 3 hours. I was looking at all the rates. I was like, I'm only gonna be in the room for like 3 hours, and I'm gonna drive back that night.
Okay,
So
I understand
boom.
that. Because I was
like,
going to ask you, like, how long did you stay there?
nah. We ain't like, and then it was before Airbnb, so.
You had the booty talk.
So why were you only
Yeah,
there
that's
for
what
3
it-
hours? What did you do?
I came in like super late because I was doing something or whatever, and I left town way later than I planned. So then took all that time to get up there. I think it was like a real bad rainstorm or something like that. So I really had to take my time. It's really not that far away. And then I messed around and then like took a nap basically. and then got something to eat, and then like was at the field.
Now you got the room where the special fantasies happen. You know what I'm saying? The role playing. That's why you had cars on your bed.
Nah, it's probably like chalk outlines. Like,
Let's try something different.
You can't get, you can't do nothing with that with the little car comforter. I was like, what the hell? I took pictures of it. It's on my Instagram. It's like early though.
Man, so
that is terrifying. I don't. That would have. See, that's why I try to know at least one person in every city I think I may go to eventually. That way, when stuff like that happens, I can be like, "Ooh, can I just stay on your couch?" You know, that's $3.99. Get them a bottle of wine or a bottle of, Jack or whatever they like.
What?
Whatever. Like if you really feel like
this
you
sounds
gotta
very
bring
smart.
something,
But at the same
Or
time, you don't want to. I know me. I don't want to bother nobody. So I'll
that's
sneak
why
into
you bring the
town.
jet. No one is bothered when you bring alcohol, or if that's not their
Bingo.
choice, and you go through Colorado, then get them something there,
But Kevin, you don't drink. You
I
don't
don't
drink.
drink, but I appreciate the thought of somebody bringing me alcohol to sit on my couch.
All right.
I like the look of liquor bottles. I'll just have it up there.
They're nice. I got a whole liquor cart. Half of them empty.
Exactly. So, back to you in modeling. So after your first,
Beautiful segue.
that's what I'm here for. So after your first gig, did you like go into like any form of training, or did you just kind of network more? Like, how was that process?
Yeah, so I really didn't, because it just, like I said, it wasn't something that I was necessarily feeling like I was going to pursue for a main gig or job, if you will. I really did enjoy just kind of meeting people and bringing, a story, whatever they had in their head, to life. So I did some modeling for some local boutiques around Memphis, and then one of my friends, she actually lives up in New York now and is in the fashion industry. Kim Ricks, hello. She knew that's exactly what she wanted to do, and started working on herself and her brand. And, just being around people like that kind of gets you more interested in your brand just by default. You kind of want to, when you surround yourself with like-minded individuals, I feel like that just kind of happens. So, learned a lot of things just by being around her. She loved taking pictures. She loved having pictures taken of her. And she, obviously loves fashion. She loves thrifting. So through that, I feel like I kind of dipped my toe into more of the street, side of fashion. Definitely not the Kanye West shows of the world, but even he, I think, takes a lot of his inspiration from exactly what is at the thrift stores, what you see on the streets that people put together in their homes.
High fashion.
So yeah.
For a quarter.
No Yeezy boots for you?
Man, the whole like high low thing, I was like, eh.
I can go in the store and get there for $1. All that stuff. I'm about to. You know what? I ain't even into fashion, but I guarantee if I got some clothes and slap the brand on it, I could sell it for like $100. You know what I'm saying?
You
Get these
can.
shoes.
Make a nice
They
name and
$100.
logo on it.
Yeah, a
It's
logo
worth-
on it,
It's worth what you'll pay.
or what people think it is. You know what I'm saying?
If someone pays me $100 for a shirt with my name on it, that's not what it's worth. I'm selling two for
Right.
$100.
And I'll get somebody to pay $100 for whatever I slap something on.
The
But then you're
confidence.
becoming a part of their brand, and I think that's what people are willing to pay for. Like, I love Beyonce, so when she keeps dropping all these freaking parks, Icy Park, Brown Park, Green Park, all these parks, every single time I'm like, she's not gonna get me. And then every single time I log on, I'm like, let me see what I can get,
I heard.
because I want, like, me representing her is part of my brand. So I think that that's what people are willing to pay for. Like, what do you want people to perceive about you by what you present to the world, which is your clothes, your shoes, how you wear your hair, your walk, all of those things.
Yeah.
So, do you the type of model, is it mostly print modeling, or have you done any
Yeah.
form of runway?
I have not done any form of runway. SVA, I know there are some goofy models out there, but not only am I goofy, I am so clumsy. And I just fear those shoes. I fear those slick runways that those women have to go down. I've been to many a show and I love them to watch. But yeah, my stuff was definitely more on the print side, which I like because, again, you're kind of perpetuating a story book versus a live, like bringing someone's clothes, bringing movement to the clothes that are actually experienced in reality. In print, you have a little bit more control over how you want it to look, which I like. But both are beautiful in their own retrospect.
So in modeling, has there ever been a time where somebody hit you up and they were like, they want you to do this shoot, and you said absolutely not?
I mean,
Rappers.
You mean like Daddy J214 on Instagram? Yeah, but you just hit that quick block and that's it.
He said, yo, fall through, pull up.
Yeah, no, it's. I feel like women now are really, really getting good at understanding the safety that you have, because it's such a digital world. This isn't the early 2000s where I really believe that on WeWorld I was really talking to a 13-year-old just like me when I probably wasn't. Now it's a lot harder to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not only searching your Instagram, but I'm looking for a website. I'm looking for reviews. I'm looking for other people that you've worked with that may run in a network that I know. So if I can't check box all those things, then no, sir, Daddy J214. Like, I don't want to meet up. No,
so if he's not Daddy J214, and he's like, if he says, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of times, you're not gonna take him serious.
Through DMs, he says, you know what I'm saying.
He started off with, "Hey, yo, ma, hey, yo, hey, acknowledge you for a second."
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I think the best one of those I got was a gentleman who was not anyone that I knew in my immediate circle. I was like, I don't see any mutuals here, but I'll click on the message and see what this gentleman wants. He wrote me a poem asking if he could take photos of me. So like, but he felt like that was a genuine way to show in a poem, yes. But in the poem, listed all of my imperfections that he thought he could make look beautiful. But I was like, see, and he was like, so, and it just felt like he got it off Google. Like, I just felt like he sent it to multiple people, because he was like, even though your teeth aren't white, which I feel like mine are. So I was like, that ain't me. That ain't me. And he was like, even though your nose is kind of crooked. Like, I was like, what? What are you talking
You got
about?
these. Wait a minute.
Man.
You got Kevin over here tripping. Kevin, get yourself together.
You know what though? It doesn't matter what he Googled.
It didn't come from the heart, though.
It doesn't matter what he Googled.
Yo, but the effort though.
No, that's not effort. If he Googled it, there's no effort in it.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, who would have thought to do that?
But he changed the words, though, right? He
He
found the poem and he changed. That was his effort, changing the words.
Nah, you know what it is, because
I think that sounded like a John Legend
no,
song.
I knew some kids. I knew some kids who were real good cheaters, right? I'm talking about like all kinds of forms of their life. And one of the dudes was like, he's like, hey, here's what I do to like, get past the programs or whatever for the plagiarism deal.
Yeah.
He said, all right, I take my paper that I copied off of online, and I put it in a translator, some crazy like Russian or something like that. Then he translates it back. Then he comes through or whatever. It has to like rewrite the broken English, and he's like, it gets through every time. So maybe he did something like that.
He had that much time. That's straight up catfish.
It don't take that long. It don't take that long. It does not take that long. It really doesn't.
I feel like you're giving old boy way more credit.
Especially with this poem that says, your teeth can be whiter.
Please tell me you still
and
have
your
this.
nose could be straighter, but at least to me, it's like that's all matter of.
He put whiter and straighter. Like that was the rhyming thing.
Bars.
Wider and straighter.
Bars.
Straight up.
Oh,
Straight up.
Nah,
It don't take a lot to rap.
that's trash.
Shoot.
That's trash.
So y'all just downgraded this poem to a rap.
That's what it was. Especially when you put teeth whiter and whatever else he said. Sound like some elementary stuff.
Yeah.
Boo.
I don't know. I don't know. I hope that gentleman is doing well. Maybe he found his poem. Maybe he really was a great photographer. I did not meet up
You were
with him.
being very, very nice, and you were giving him a lot more credit. That is not a gentleman. That is, I will say it here first. That is not a gentleman.
That's a straight up stalker.
Sometimes people say gentlemen for them to be polite.
That's why I said she's giving him more credit than he deserves. I am gonna be as brutal as I need to be in this situation.
That is
That
is petty poetry.
Ah.
I've never heard pettiness in a poem.
Petty poets.
You don't have this poem on you anyway?
It's still in your
No,
DMs?
you know what? It's so funny that I really looked for it the other day because I was telling the story to somebody
Because
else.
they didn't believe
But
you.
it was so many years ago. I do not have it anymore. What I should have done is emailed it to myself. That way I could have archived it and had it for all time. Because it was something to be held, to be seen and heard and spoken, maybe with the right inflections, maybe if he took it to a spoken word night, maybe he would have gotten a few bites.
You got some snaps.
Or if he rapped it, dead ass, homie, dead ass.
I think we had delivery of Cameron or something.
A what?
Like a Cameron.
As he rapped it like Cameron. Oh,
Yeah, if you
God.
rapped
Oh, okay.
it, lions, tigers.
I don't think she knows who that is.
Oh my.
Oh my God. You don't know who Cameron is?
You know who Cameron is?
Dipset?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh my goodness.
Dipset?
Confessions of Fire.
He's a rapper.
Killer.
Man,
I'm hurting. That hurts my soul.
man, it hurt me too.
Oh man.
They let you know how old you are.
No, it doesn't.
Nope. We're not doing this. No.
They let you know. I'm just saying. They let you know how old you are.
No, don't.
It's just like me.
No,
It's a
don't.
national treasure.
It's like me talking to my niece and she telling me something and I don't know what the hell she talking about.
I was like, maybe I just don't know.
That-
It ain't got nothing to do with my age. I just don't know.
we just-
Nah, if it was that popular, you would know.
Nah, not necessarily. Like I
Yeah,
know.
everybody knows who Cameron is. Though,
I know
back in the
of-
day.
Apparently, not everyone.
But I'm saying back in that time, everybody knows who Cameron is. Back in that,
Not everybody, because I went to Nashville Symphony, and Boys and Men was doing a thing, and there was a lady in there, and all I could say was she is rich enough to have season tickets to the symphony, and she's like looking at the thing, and she's like, "Who are these Boys to Men?" I was like, have they grown up yet? And I was like, I'm sitting up here, I'm just trying to get to my wine, and this lady is talking to her husband. I'm like, I'm trying not to laugh,
I'd
and
have
I'm
had
like,
to leave.
man.
have they grown up yet?
I'd have had to leave.
Nah, like I spent too much money. Plus, my date was inside. I'm like, I ain't leaving
Oh,
nothing.
you took a date to the
And I
city.
was
Oh,
like,
you spent all the money too? You bought everything, and that's so nice of you.
No,
You bought the tickets and everything for the both of y'all.
Yeah.
That is nice.
yeah, it was.
I
nice.
have never had that happen to me.
It was nice, and you know what? It ain't happening no more. Not to that same person. Nah, I'm playing. It's not gonna happen again though.
He's
I'm
playing,
trying to
but
go
he's
Dutch.
That is nice.
No. It's not even that. It's just, you know what? I'm not gonna talk about this.
You were trying to impress. That's
everything
all
in
that
your
was.
face was like,
We
this
know
is-
what was going on that evening.
Look. I'm telling you right now.
Were
look,
y'all together that long, or was it just like a?
we weren't together. Hey, look.
That's what it was.
Don't put this on me.
But I'm just saying.
This ain't about.
I'm just
me.
saying that's what it was, though.
We need to talk back to our guest.
That's cool.
Okay.
But I just want to say that's what it was. You-
Right.
I got my tickets on Groupon.
That's
All right, chill out.
cool.
Chill out.
But you was trying to
No,
slipping and dipping that
hey,
day.
Look, it made me look real good though. I ain't gonna lie.
Of course.
That Groupon was like a champion.
Groupon is lit.
Yeah, like
Groupon is lit.
I got to see Chris Tucker off of Groupon.
That's what's up.
I was my
You have a date
head
there?
my head was touching the ceiling.
Did you?
No, I didn't have a date. No, for real.
Your
Like
head
I
was
was
touching the ceiling.
dude. I was so high up. I was like, damn Groupon.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted you to reiterate that part because I
Damn,
didn't know
Groupon.
what you meant by head touching the ceiling.
Oh, chill out, chill out. I was.
My
in
mind went to a
nosebleeds.
dark place,
I was
that's
in
all I'm saying.
nosebleeds.
As always.
It once again went to a dark place.
Chill.
Back to our
Hey,
guest.
look. We need to talk back to our guest.
That's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It's
Okay,
okay.
yes.
You can fix it in post.
So, I'm to be the one who's going to have to do this. He took it again to a dark place. So with modeling, do you before as photos, like there's usually the ones you just pose for, or kind of photos they kind of capture you in a moment? Like, which ones do you prefer?
Definitely, it depends because there's a difference between capturing you in a true moment and you know you're getting your picture taken and you're just trying to like free movement. Because if you just capture my moment, it may not turn out too good, you know, as far as photo goes, because we as human beings, we have a lot of facial expressions and 90% of them really aren't that cute, but they're cute in conversation. So maybe that will work on the runway, but I prefer not to like put your left hand on your right shoulder and your right hand on your top of your head. Like that's too posed. But when you're just kind of free moving, but you're still aware of your body and the camera and where the light is and all that, those to me make the best photos.
Now, do you have a like a certain style of photography that you like?
I mean, I'm gonna take it back to the woods. I love me a good ethereal because if you just like, let's just take, okay, so if you're sitting on the sidewalk in front of like this really cool building, how many things off the top of your head can you think of to do in 10 shots?
I'm thinking
you're
like
gonna be
album cover. I'm like, shoot, I'm all over the place. I'm like, yo,
Those three poses that you do.
look, I'm like this. Like you got the wide angle. You know, like don't put the fisheye lens on there. I got an album cover for real, like a bunch of them.
But that's changing the camera's aspect. What are you as the model bringing to the camera?
I bring it all, man. What you talking about?
So for me,
Whichever.
having more to work with, having you can put your hand on a tree. You can sit on the ground and in front of some roots that have been uprooted. You can, lay on your back and have the photographer on top of you. That came out really, really messed up. But, I'm just going to keep rolling.
He can hover.
So you can use nature to kind of help you tell a story with your posing.
Exactly. So I've always wanted to, and I haven't done one yet, and that is an underwater shoot because first of all, love the water. And two, I think that those shots, whether they are close up or whether they are wide shots, I think they're always so visually appealing. And I've never done one because I don't know anyone that has a camera, like a real camera, not a waterproof iPhone that can get something really, really cool. So that's on my bucket list still.
Yeah, because you're gonna have to get like almost like an action shot too, like when you're coming up out of the water and
That's a little Baywatch, ain't it?
Maybe. I mean, shoot.
The Baywatch shot. That's how we know it as.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I'm
With the hair flipping back and stuff
I'm
like
thinking
that.
like hair flipping back, or
that's
like,
a Baywatch shot.
or doing the Helen Locklear joint.
All that what you doing is Baywatch.
I was like, yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
There's no maybe. It is. You see it in.
But Baywatch.
That's just like coming out of the pool and the hair flips and all this other stuff, and it all came from Baywatch.
Yeah, but now they had joints at school days. They took. I mean, or not school days, but what's the one joint with Cusack? Where he liked the sister's friend or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta find the movie.
I can't remember. It's an older joint.
You just
never mind.
Baywatch.
Never mind.
Right, Baywatch.
So it came from Baywatch.
So on the issue of posing, like the average guy when they pose for a camera, we've got like what 3 poses.
Average.
I may be being nice. I know we got the one where you throw the peace sign up.
The peace sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's thinking album cover. He's like
when you take an average guy, take a photo of an average guy, we got like a few poses, maybe 3, maybe 4.
The peace sign you said, and then the hard,
the hard pose,
the prison pose.
The prison pose.
We don't really do that as much now.
In prison?
In prison, yeah. I'm talking outside of prison.
Oh, all right, go
Now
ahead.
in the 90s, we did it everywhere. That was
So what's now then for a guy when he poses for a photo?
See, I'm trying
What's
to think
average?
of that. I'm trying to think of that third because dudes
I
don't
feel
really.
like a good head tilt back, like nostril to camera. I feel like that's definitely still
a
in.
nostril on the camera.
Yeah, well, you can see your
yeah, like
nostrils.
when you tilt your head back.
It's like that.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah,
nah.
I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it like that.
I don't like doing that because I mean I gotta check before I do something like that. You know, make sure I'm clean. Because you know your friends ain't gonna tell you. Like some of your friends, they be like, look at
That ain't
You
your
ain't trying to
friend,
see
then.
it.
look at it.
And then suddenly you see that photo and you see nose hairs. Like, oh. Now, but so like
That
for
camera had to be pretty close, I feel like. But
man,
yeah,
these cameras are amazing now.
Yeah, I mean,
they really are.
high
They
def.
really are.
high def.
So like do you have have a certain set of poses that you got like go to poses when you do these shoots?
I do. I definitely have probably a good 7 to 10 like strong poses that I know are going to look good. But the great thing about modeling is that's kind of enough as long as you have mastered the art of like micro movements, because that's kind of what they need when they go into editing. Because even though it may feel like you're just standing in the same pose, if you're micro moving, it can really change the entire look of the picture. So you really don't need to have that many poses as long as you understand where the light is, what your body looks like from the other side, not from the selfie. Because I'm going to tell you, the selfie game has kind of spoiled me. When someone else gets the camera for a normal iPhone, just at a party, say cheese, smile, man, I'm like, well, that looks way different than when I take it on my selfie stick. So I'm not sure that I like you taking my photo, but yeah, like 7 to 10 poses, I would say, kind of rotate those out, change them up every now and then, take a chance, if you feel frisky, but I try to stick to what I know.
So could you explain like micro poses?
Micro movements?
Yeah, micro movements.
So like if you were just looking at the camera with your hands on your hips, okay, so
Really?
that would be a click. And then for the next click, you would just kind of shift your body like to the right just a little bit, maybe bring that shoulder in just a little bit and let that click. And then kind of tilt your head a different direction. Those are micro movements because that can change and make the picture better or seem, it could just change the entire look of the photo. Without the photographer having to stop and be like, can you move if you're constantly moving and trying new things, even if they're small, then you have a greater shot at getting something that the photographer really, really likes, which is, what you want, whether, it's just a paid gig or if it's just, you working on your portfolio. You want the photographer to have good things to say about you because when they go on there, when they connect with the people they know, then, that's how jobs form.
So what makes a great portfolio for someone who's trying to get into modeling?
A wide range of different kinds of shoots, I would say. You definitely want to have your strongest photos at the beginning because a lot of people don't flip through the whole thing. So put your best shots that you think, showcase yourself the best at the front. Also make sure you include natural shots, whether that be like just chest up, like close up, not very much makeup, hair natural, kind of give an array of those. What a good way to do that is like the 4 shots, so you have like 4 different emotions on the same photo. Those work out really nicely for those kind of things. And yeah, I would just say, just make sure that you don't have to put every single shoot that you've ever done in there. I do think people think that they have to do that to show that they've done a lot of shoots, when that's not necessarily the best thing to do, because just like a resume, if you hand someone a 6-page resume, they're going to be like, I don't want to look at that. I'm going to look at this 1-pager, because if it's a strong 1 page, that's all they need to know. Hit the high points, tell them what you're good at, show what you're good at, show what you can do for them, and keep pushing.
So, jumping into the film world, how is it different from modeling and being a actress?
I love it so much more. That's just my preference. I love acting. I think that it gives you a chance to show emotion in a different way. You can kind of take on someone that is not yourself. In modeling, you kind of can, you're always still going to be yourself. It's what you can bring to the photo. With acting, you can literally get so deep into a character that when you walk on the set, that's not even you anymore. You are the character. And I love that. I think that is so fun. I think that challenges me in a very different way. 'Cause I mean, it's hard to not be yourself, you know? And sometimes you find something that you can relate to in the character that you're portraying, but that's not always. I've played parts before where I'm like, I am nothing like this bitch. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, this is not me. Like, so those are the ones that are the most challenging for me. But it also is good to be challenged, because if you're never challenged, then you're never going to grow. So
speaking of a character and challenge, what would be a character you would love to be either challenged by or just play in general? Would you like want to play like a villain or anything like that?
I've played a villain before. I've played a psycho girl before. Those are really not too far of a stretch for me. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, wow.
Say what?
I like, wow. Okay.
Just playing. Yeah, for me, I think someone that is very, very emotional would be a challenge for me. Like I don't really cry a lot. So I think someone that shows a lot of emotion, gets angry really quick, gets sad really quick, you know, is exuberant in their laughter and stuff like that. Like, I'm loud, but I'm not going to be the loudest one in the room if I don't know everybody, until I get comfortable. So I think portraying someone that just exuberates, just vibrant all the time, and their emotions are just on their sleeve, and they're hot and they're cold and they're crazy, and I think that would be a big challenge for me in a good way, because, you know, sometimes showing emotions isn't bad. That's
a challenge to be around, honestly. I know people like that.
Probably.
That's real psycho right there.
Damn, man.
Well, you know, some people just gotta let it out sometimes.
Oh, so that's what you do?
No, it's not. No, it is not, because that doesn't really work out for me in the way that I try to spend my day. I don't really have that put in.
The way my emotional bank account works.
Emotional bank account.
That's a good one.
It's my checking my savings.
So would you like play a role of somebody that's, let's say, bipolar?
Would I play what?
Somebody that was bipolar.
Oh, for sure. I think that'd be like Girl Interrupted type stuff. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Depends
you know
on
what? Now that I think about it, what would even be a bigger challenge than that would be someone that is just like, I think it'd be super hard for me to like play a porn star or play a stripper, because I feel like I would be cackling the entire time, because I just don't take myself seriously in that department, and I just like, what?
I wasn't expecting you to go there.
No, I'm sick, because I was sitting here thinking, I was like, really, what?
Wait.
Would I play bipolar? Absolutely, that'd be fun. I was like, but you know what would be a challenge? Like
a bipolar stripper.
A bipolar stripper?
Yeah, like that'd be tough, you know? Like, I don't know if I could have been in Hustlers. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? Like, we need to write that. Man.
I will write that.
We need to write that.
I'll write that if Landry stars in it. A bipolar stripper. Do you hear that? You get the concept of that?
No, dude, that's gold. You talking about people like messes? What would be messier than that?
It's legit.
Oh my god!
And then you'll have a scene, right?
Oh no.
where she's up there on the pole and she has an episode. That would be gold.
Oh Lord!
I just gave somebody a script right there.
Listen. I was listening to the comedian Bill Burr last week, and it was like an old episode from his podcast deal, and he was telling his story where him and his wife were at a strip club, and he saw a stripper give up on stage. She pulled out her cell phone and started texting, and I was like, man, what a horrible way to go out.
Yo, I thought you meant give up on life, but
she's like, yeah, I'm not doing any more tonight. Cause like I guess nobody was paying her attention. She started texting.
That's what it was. Nobody was paying her
I was like,
attention.
man, like see,
She wasn't a good enough stripper.
see, that's what happens when you go out there on them Tuesday nights.
No, she wasn't no good enough stripper. A stripper is supposed to draw you in.
Yeah, the good ones don't go to Tuesday nights. They ain't even there.
Yeah.
They ain't there Tuesday night.
I just never
I
just never heard that wording.
But I'm saying, I'm pretty sure every one of us in here been to a strip club, so you know the good and the bad strippers, and you know how they work and what they do.
The really bad ones ask you for tips. I know firsthand. I was like, here, take this money and get on my phone. Oh, just me. Okay, all right. Whatever.
I was going to ask, do you think method acting would work for this? But it just doesn't feel appropriate anymore.
Oh, man.
You know, I have actually never been to any gender strip club, so I feel like I would have.
Oh, you missing out.
Oh, and if you were, from what I hear, if you go to like if you go
here, where are we going with this?
Nah, you know what? Nah, never mind. I'm not finishing that story. Nah, you ain't
From what I hear,
you ain't about to get me.
From what I hear,
You did this to yourself,
right?
You ain't about to get me. Mm-mm.
You just told on yourself. From what I hear,
Nah. I ain't telling nothing.
no, but I'm just saying they're entertaining. Even if there's a bad stripper up there or a good one, it's all entertaining to me. It is the entertaining thing that I've ever seen.
Why the hell are you selling strip clubs?
Because I'm saying,
We about to go to Atlanta.
making that trip real soon. You hear me?
I've definitely been to one. You know what? We're gonna move on.
Look, he almost told on himself. Look at that.
It wouldn't be bad if you but telling yourself. I'm sorry.
How you know? I didn't tell the story.
Absolutely. She said any gender strip club, and then you popped up. So
That don't mean nothing.
that means a lot.
It means a lot. Trust me.
That don't mean nothing, man.
That's when the plot thickens. Soon as you started talking,
Nah.
you literally went for the plot twist. Soon as you started talking.
No. There was no point.
Back to this bipolar stripper.
Oh my
What would her name be? Since we're already here,
Bipolar.
I meant her real name, but I mean we could.
That's a stripper name. Bipolar.
Nah, it'd be like,
I'm not watching that stripper.
It'd be like, it had to be two names. It would have to be two names.
Fire God.
No, come.
Say what?
Am I overthinking it?
Yeah. Cause what do you think of when somebody says fire God about a female?
Look, if
Come on, Kevin.
Wow. This is a family show.
No, it ain't.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
it's not.
yeah, you're right.
You see the title of this show?
You're right. It's not. It's not. Disclaimer.
Cause we'll fix it.
Disclaimer.
okay. I was wrong on that one.
I feel like
I was going to say it's not worse than bipolar, but it is. It's actually much
Yeah.
worse.
What are you talking about? On to the next question, Landry.
Yeah, you
I don't even have one.
because my head hurts.
I got one. So I got a question now. So going back, these people ain't here tripping. They ain't never tripped like this on any podcast.
we ain't never talked about strippers on podcasts before.
And bipolar strippers, like
Strippers.
We've never been here before.
Like,
We've gone to a different place.
Okay. Well, going back to the acting in the film that we did, how was your experience on set?
I actually loved it, but I've enjoyed working with you every single time that I have. I definitely think that the people that you seek out are very much like me, or at least get along with my personality. So I think immediately the cast and the crew, like it was just, and I literally in less than 5-10 hours after I left that, I moved here. So
Right.
like
That was her last
it was
day
the night
in
before
Memphis.
I got in a moving truck and moved here. So I had been moving, packing all day, and I'm trying to think. I don't even think I showered before I came there, and I put on a black dress and I said, "Hello, I'm here," and it just it was such a welcomed break just from the stress of moving to a new city, you know, leaving my friends, my family. It was like my last kind of hurrah, and I loved it. I thought it was a challenge because she was, you know, she was emotional. She was a lot.
Yeah, that's how
but
I
I
wrote
had
it.
a blast with it. I had a blast because honestly, I saw her point of view. I was like, honestly, yeah, why was he looking at Tina? You know, like why are you talking about Tina? You know, and so it was a lot of fun. I had a blast.
And as a guy, I saw that and like, wait, how did we get here? I thought everything
Yeah,
was cool.
that was the guy's thought process, though.
Like I thought everything was cool. What?
That's how it is, though. That's it in a guy perspective. That's how it is. He didn't know what the hell he did wrong. He thought everything was fine.
I know what he did wrong.
I sure was watching this like,
Nah, I'm BSing.
how did you didn't even see it?
Right. You didn't even see it yet. That's sad, though. I want you to watch it.
Okay.
I want you to watch it.
Yeah, I will watch it.
Please watch it.
I will
It's
watch
gonna remind you of something that just came
Oh, wait,
out.
no,
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Uh-oh.
I ain't gonna say no words. I ain't gonna say no movie titles, no nothing. But it's gonna remind you of something that just came out. We ain't gonna speak no names on what it is, though. But I'm just saying.
Okay. If
I will say that that was one of the first things that came out of my mouth after I did watch that certain film that just recently came out. Great film, but I was sitting there on my couch just looking at it, and I was like,
This feels
"Man,
familiar.
this is so familiar. Like this is crazy."
Let me text VA. Have you seen this?
No, listen. I literally paused the film and I called Kevin and I said, Kevin, he heard it in my voice. I said, you will not believe what I'm looking at. He's like, what? Have you seen so and so and so and so? No, not yet. Well, you need to go look at it right now. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, but it is what it is, you know?
It is more. It is very because my anxiety would have gone up just off of yours. They scratched for a guy. That's a whole anxiety ridden because you had one part. Like to me, it made sense to be a short film, but then it's like, wait, there's still like 40, 50 minutes of this.
Yeah.
There's more arguing going on.
Oh, you talking about the black and white joint?
Yeah.
Yeah, like okay, all right. Like I was like, because I remember I saw a clip with her like kind of tripping.
Right. And at the same time, going back to my feelings, if you look at the characters are the same as the characters that was in the short film. The same. Same color, the texture. I'm looking at the same. I was looking at Landry. I was like, what the hell? That's Landry right there.
I told her, there's no way. If you had told me you were going to make this an hour and 30 minutes, I'd have told you lost your mind.
To me,
I would agree with that.
I couldn't watch that
with
joint.
that.
I couldn't, like, not yours, but I couldn't watch the other joint because the people seemed too toxic. Like,
it was
I would
toxic.
agree
It was
with that.
toxic.
So I'm like,
Oh.
I had a friend. She said, I just watched this movie. It was beautiful, but it was horrible.
It's beautiful. That is the perfect way to describe
it. It was a beautiful, horrible movie, and I was like, what?
It is. Oh,
And
was,
they were toxic.
It was
In my
screaming
film,
toxic.
both of the characters that how I wrote it, they were toxic.
I mean, they were flawed, but they weren't like they weren't just flat out. That one right there, I'm like, I try not to watch.
In a short film format, it just looked like two couples arguing. When you scratch that thing out,
That was like reality TV.
like, yo, this is all night. They're still
Right.
doing this.
I'm like,
Right.
What else can you be mad about?
I'm like, how
Right.
can you be so just nasty towards somebody you supposedly love? I'm like, I'm not watching that.
Is that a knife? Well, how did we get here?
I'm like,
Oh Lord, I'm tired.
I'm like, oh,
It
man,
was
like,
exhausting. It was an exhausting film. I did find myself kind of pausing it and checking the time, being like, okay, how much longer is this? Kind
That's-
of, because
that's-
it is.
that's bad.
It made the audience exhausted. just as
that
much
is
as
bad.
characters.
You
That
went
is
how
really
long
bad.
is this? Like, what else can you be mad about?
I wanted to watch it because I want to know how to end it. Because if it ended the same way as mine, I would have been real pissed off. It would have been over with.
I'm like, I just saw the aesthetics of it.
I saw the end. It was like, really?
I saw the aesthetics of it, and I was like, man, this looks like a beautifully shot film. And something was telling me, don't watch it. Don't watch it.
And the fact that how I will say how it was shot, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
I love the way it was shot.
It is beautiful.
Hey, if you're gonna be toxic, make it look pretty.
I'm like,
And that's what they had to do, though.
They definitely.
As long as it was, they had to make it look beautiful. Because what else are you gonna do?
well, you got the budget. You supposed to make stuff look good, but I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, yo, just making somebody more toxic doesn't add to the story. I'm like,
And
Hey, it's a lot of toxic relationships
before
out there, though.
This film,
Yes.
I would have disagreed
A lot.
because I like toxic people. Kind of are interesting, but this was just fudge cake of toxic. Like I went to sleep. Like I was done.
depends on kind
Lord.
of toxic. We talking about
Right.
real housewives toxic.
No, it was just a couple that
No, I'm talking about being interesting though. We talking about real housewives.
We passed
We
that
talking
part.
about basketball wives. We talking about love and hip hop.
Nah.
Okay,
I
they're
mean,
not throwing stuff. At
yeah,
you.
none of that. It was more of them appreciating each other and them wanting each other to realize that, hey, you need to appreciate me.
Well, part of me is I ain't see the joint. First off,
I want you to go look at it.
Part of me is like, I was like,
you
yo,
only need to see
like,
20 minutes, bro.
It's two people that don't know. This is my opinion, outside looking in. There's two people that don't know what love is, never actually really experience it, and then are trying to kind of
They
fake the
know
fun.
what love is.
They try to fake
They
the
have
fun.
their version of love. They know what love is. Love is different for everybody. Your definition of love is probably different than my definition of love.
Love means you have to sacrifice.
Sacrifice what?
I don't know. Like that's what it that's what screams out whenever I think about like stuff like that.
So,
That
question.
joint.
About love?
No,
Question.
about that. No,
What
about
is-
that movie.
What
About
is
that movie.
love for a bipolar scripper?
I think there's a really big difference between sacrifice and compromise. I don't necessarily think you have to sacrifice part of yourself in a loving relationship. I definitely think you have to come to compromises while learning the other individual and they're learning you. But I don't think you
Exactly.
should ever have to sacrifice a
Yeah,
part of
and
yourself.
love is a choice, and most people nowadays don't make the choice.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just me. That's just me. That's me coming up, with my kind of Disneyfied version of like what love was. And
I'm
having
gonna
to
make
outlearn that.
make a film about that. Straight up love. Like, what is love? What is I ain't talking about.
Like a documentary.
Nah, I'm talking about a straight up film, and it's gonna have
Yeah.
like a
You need to have like a Tupac character, like when he went to art school though, and then he'll like flip it at the end.
And turn into a bipolar.
I ain't talking about agape love. I ain't talking about no. I love my brother. I'm talking about a relationship love.
No,
like
that's-
what is?
That's what I'm saying. You get Tupac when he was in art school, and then you get him in Poetic Justice after that, and then like where he kind of like flip it, and he'd be like, because you seen the interviews. He's like yeah, women are so beautiful. He's like real careful how he talked. He's like yeah, the most feminine thing. It's like and then he goes gangster rap. It went
Yeah,
all
but
the way left.
in my opinion, everybody has a side to themselves. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Some days I'm in the car listening to love songs. The other day I'm in the car listening to bang bang shoot 'em up, Gucci, something, and I
Yeah,
feel
but
every single song every time.
Yeah, but Gucci now is like more motivational,
I'm talking about
inspirational.
Gucci back in the day. I do not listen to nothing Gucci now.
Oh,
I listen to the Gucci with the big belly and the gold teeth. That's who I listen to.
Oh man,
That's my Gucci.
smoking the
We went to a strange turn.
smoking that Pookie lock, huh? I was like, oh goodness.
Anyways,
Sorry, I apologize. That's my fault. That's my fault for talking about
So-
love.
Okay.
No, I think that's good. I think that would be a really interesting film because I think that would hit on a lot of people, especially at a time where a lot of people have been challenged because they haven't been around their loved ones or maybe even their partner. Like maybe, travel hasn't been, so long distance relationships probably really felt it, So I think that would be a really interesting film, just all the different aspects of compromise versus sacrifice. Is one better? Is one necessary? Is one unnecessary? I think that'd be cool.
right, you should write that.
Like flipped on flipped on our joint from the previous episode we were in here with. I was like, personally, to me, I would like that as a documentary.
Yeah,
because then you could delve into so many things.
yeah, you could. It could be a film or a documentary. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it can be expressed in so many different ways. I was going to bring back up the stripper, but we'll leave that.
You want to know so bad about it.
It's just for,
So
that
so
just
you
hit me on a
said
different
no.
level.
What did you say though?
Got the
What'd you say
body
about the
of a
bipolar
guy.
stripper?
No, I was just going to. I don't really have anything for it. I was trying to find a way to connect the two. I just
To
haven't-
love?
Yeah.
I mean, you get
That's not
people.
love.
People
That's not-
fall in love with strippers all the time.
That's not love.
It's both. It's lust and love.
No, it's infatuation. I mean, the
Yeah, I was gonna say,
infatuation. That infatuation
That's
period
strong
goes over.
infatuation.
Oh yeah. Hormones go crazy.
What?
Go crazy.
So usually,
How did we ask
so
a question?
usually
How
when
we
we
get on
when we
this
go to a
conversation?
dark turn is when we know it's time for us to end.
Man, what?
And I think this is that dark turn.
It might
Well,
be.
it's not that dark. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah. I think so.
So, Ms. Landry, I would like to for our final question, what is it that you love about acting?
Probably getting out of my own head and being able to get into someone else's. That's probably my favorite part, because I don't know about you guys. I know a lot of creatives that also feel this way, but my brain is constantly going 100 miles an hour. And sometimes when I'm able to get into the mind of a character, it slows my mind down, because I'm focused on what's in front of me and how I can make someone else become alive, through the eye of a lens. And I just love that. So it's a welcomed change of pace, and it's one that I hope I can continue to do.
And we hope to continue seeing you in other projects in the future. And
Thank you.
thank you for taking time out to talk to us today.
Yeah,
Most
appreciate it.
definitely.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you had me. Thank you so much for asking me to be a part of this.
This is We Will Fix It in Post. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap.
Sure.
Cool.